All right, so here's an overview of my cage. I'll throw you a couple other quick videos too. But there's the girl. So from the outside, the house is a mess. I got cups on the floor. Into house plants, so I take advantage of their warmth and their lighting right there. Basically, 12 foot wide, 4 foot deep, 7 foot tall. I'm 6'3", so I wanted to be able to walk in it. I also wanted to have a place where I could stand and not get dirty and all that shit. So put me in a little paver patio. So this is her. I just drained her water and I'm filling it back up. So she is getting some fresh warm water. I have this coming straight out of my hot water heater, cold and hot mix, so she's not getting burnt. What I have in here, some shelving. That's concrete. I did plywood on the bottom. Concrete, good 1.5 to 2 inches. Reason I wanted to do concrete, one, it's kind of indestructible. Two, it'll hold heat, right? So it's kind of like a big heat rock that's not a heat rock. You know, it doesn't get as hot as a heat rock would, 200 plus degrees, yet it will be hotter than the ambient temperatures. And this one, I have these heat lights off right now while I'm in here, but so that one heats this side up to like 120, 130, and then this side over here gets about 110. So there's a nice little gradient in there, and that's pretty wide. I mean, that's a big area. Coming over here, I put those in there so she didn't jack up the plywood shelf. You can see that plywood shelf goes under there. She slept there a lot until recently. She got too big for it. Again, up here, another massive concrete shelf. This has, any of the light bulbs you see in here are 250 watt heat bulbs that you get at like Ace Hardware, and they're made to go in barns and stuff in the wintertime to keep chicks warm and all that good stuff. So that's what I run. They're super cheap and they work. And then I have this overhead UV that runs the whole length. This one, I don't use this one. I swapped out to a heat element because she kept breaking the bulb that was in there. This old dead Rocky Mountain juniper here, no, this was a ponderosa pine, I think. When she would climb over it and down it, her tail would go up there and it would smack the bulb. And she broke like 3 bulbs, and I finally said screw it and put a CHE up there. So this branch here comes into her dirt box. I want to say 3 by 3 by 3, something like that, and roughly 3 foot deep. There's an 18 by 18 inch cane heat mat there. Those heat mats are used in the pig industry and farming and all that to keep livestock warm in the wintertime. Indestructible, super gnarly. Best pricing I found, believe it or not, was through a reptile store, LLL Reptile online. And my dirt is just a mix of shit you can buy at Ace or Home Depot or whatever. It is potting soil, topsoil, play sand, and then I just mixed it all together, and then I went and found a bunch of dead leaves and stuff. There's an isopod guy, little potato bug climbing around in there. I just added a bunch of dead leaves to it, and then every time I do the water change out, which is probably twice a week, I will not soak, but I get this pretty damn wet, and then I'll turn it with the shovel and wet it again. The dirt keeps, so that heat mat keeps right at around 100 degrees right there, and then the closer you get over here, it's in the 70s. So there's quite a gradient in heat there, and same with the depth. So it dries out obviously faster towards that heat and stays moist over here. So I always just kind of mix it around, mix it up, till it in a sense. I have a window in here I got off Craigslist. Same with these doors, they came off Craigslist too. But this opens up from the inside. I can crank it and it'll open out. I don't use it. I haven't yet anyways. Maybe I will. This room down here is kind of under construction. So maybe I will one of these days. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one and then start another.